So whether it's a small generator where you just want a few circuits covered, or you want to cover the whole house, we can provide everything from both ends and everything in the middle. And we're authorized by Generac. I have 3 trained technicians that get recertified every 2 years through Generac. We are a Power Pro distributor, which means we have met their standards in customer service, customer reviews, and our sales, our training, our availability. And at the time, we are the only Power Pro dealer in Delaware, and we are the only elite dealer in Delaware, which means our sales volume.
Now, in the summertime, we have some temperatures that reach 100 degrees, and some of the elderly, they can't really absorb the heat. So if you have a power outage, you need a generator to help assist so it'll come on and you won't be without the air condition.
Right, and that alone can force that older couple to leave their house to go find shelter with their children or with friends or in a hotel. Like you said, if there's any breathing problems, the AC is critical. It might as well be an oxygen machine or some other medical device. That air conditioner, they depend on it. So with this here, you're not going to lose that. You can stay at home, which is where most people want to be anyway.
What are some of your popular generators?
Well, it's all Generac. What we sell, the most popular will be a 20 kW or 20,000 watt, and a standard home, say 2,500 square feet or so, with a lot of electric usage, and with your heat pump, air conditioner unit, you're seeing people needing a 17 or a 20 kW so they can run everything in the house. Now, if you have too much, we can do some management and manage some of those loads. But the 20 kW is probably 40 to 50% of our sales. Then we go everything down to 7,000 watts. But they're all automatic. And if you're needing a bigger one, especially for a business, we service, sell, maintain up to 150 kW. For instance, La Red Medical Clinic in Georgetown. We installed a 100 kW unit there. We maintain it, service it, do everything for that. Even for Delaware Broadcasting, we installed a unit for them in Berlin for their transmitter site for the 97.1. And we did the same thing for the Bridge, the Christian radio station in Milford. So when the power's out, they will still be on the radio transmitting important information to their listeners.
So it's really important to make sure that you have one, especially when you have severe weather, especially on the Eastern Shore.
Right, and we've all lived without one, for a time. Most of us can, but you're going to lose things if you're out for a considerable amount of time.
What is the warranty with your generators?
The generators right now, with the newer models, come with a 5-year limited warranty. It's 2 years parts and labor. Years 3 and 4 are all parts. Year 5 is parts on the engine and the alt generator only. Now, we do provide extended warranty for half the price of our competition. We're able to provide extended warranty for $225, which is a lot. It's cheaper than our competition can buy them for because of our Power Pro status.
Now, if somebody is interested, how can they contact you?
Well, we're in Milford, so we're right in the middle of our territory. You can call us at 302-422-9200. You can find us on the web at DelawareGenerators.net or SatterfieldandRyan.com. You can find me at Dan at SatterfieldandRyan.com. We answer our phones. There's no machines. You get a live voice 98% of the time.
Is there anything you'd like to add?
Well, I'm glad to be here today to help support the Alzheimer's Association. It's personal to me. My father passed 2 years ago from Alzheimer's. We watched it for a number of years progressing, and the last 4 years he spent at the Veterans Home in Milford, Delaware. And I know what it is, and I can relate to everybody who has parents that are going through this. And there will be a cure one day.
And what's great about this is the Redmen is help hosting the event. And throughout the 18 years, they have raised over $250,000 for the Alzheimer's Association, and I think that's great. And then next year, of course, it'll be the 20th annual that the First State Chevrolet partners up with the Redmen, and it's a great organization to be a part of the Redmen, and then also First State Chevrolet teaming up with them.
Well, I'm very thankful for the Redmen. There are so many worthy causes. I mean, you can go on and on and on. This one's near and dear to me. I appreciate their efforts very much.
Yeah, because I was mentioning to you before, my grandmother has Alzheimer's, and she's been battling that for 12 years, and it's just a destructive disease, and you miss the old form where she was before that disease struck her.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. It's hard. Even today, I'll sit there and think, how would my father handle things? How would he do this in business? What would his decision have been? What would he want us to do? And we all go through that with our parents, grandparents, because they were a wealth of wisdom to us as we're growing up. So we'll find a cure one day, so fewer people will have to go through this.
Hopefully. And there's a lot of on-hand here tractors, John Deere, classic cars.
They're beautiful out there. I was out there walking the line, and I'd love to have a couple of those cars anyway.
Maybe you'll get one for next year,
and
when you're coming to the event, you can ride in one of them. What about that, Dan?
That would be nice. That would be a lot of fun.
Well, thanks. My special guest has been Dan Herhold from Satterfield and Ryan. More to come with Dan later in the program.
I don't have a mic hooked up.
And now as we're changing gears and other guests will flow in, as this is a live broadcast. We're at First State Chevrolet in Georgetown. It is the 19th annual Alzheimer's Benefit Truck and Tractor Show, once again hosted by the Redmen and Southern Street Rod Association. We're here till 1 o'clock, and this broadcast is necessary to try to raise more awareness for Alzheimer's. And now we're going to bring in Colin Walls, as he's always producing, as people should be familiar with Colin Walls, as he produced the high school basketball games and also the football games, and he always does a great job keeping me straight.
It's a tough job, Anthony. I'm working hard over here.
And Colin, there's going to be a lot of great items at the live auction that will take place about 12 o'clock. As I mentioned, Delmarva Shorebird tickets, they were very gracious enough to donate some tickets. The Peninsula Bay Golf Course, they donated a couple items. The Wilmington Blue Rocks. And Dover International Speedway donated 2 tickets to the big race, June the 1st at the Monster Mile. And I think everybody on Delmarva likes to go up there and watch the big race.
A lot of people do, Anthony. So I mean, it's very nice of them to donate those things. All of the sponsors that have come on board to help this benefit here. But I would get on down here and check out these vehicles, man. There is a ton of cars outside. Some of them for sale, some of them for not. So Anthony will be driving away with one of them, I'm sure.
Nah, I don't think so. But the big story a couple of days ago, it was supposed to rain, and we weren't supposed to have good weather today. But it's so far a beautiful day to come out and see some beautiful tractors, and they're going to raffle away one a little bit later in the day, as this event goes till 3 o'clock.
So we have some other guests coming up later today, Anthony. Who do we have coming up here?
We will have Wally Golf from Dawn's Country Market. They're one of our sponsors. Presenting sponsors, Dan Herhold from Satterfield and Ryan. And also another sponsor is First State Chevrolet, which is hosting the event today.
That's right.
And as I can see out there, they have an ice cream stand, so come out. It says Italian Ice, and there's some other things out there for people to enjoy. It's just a great family event.
Yeah, plenty to do out there, Anthony. Get on down here and check out what's going on here. There's lots of things to do, and lots of vendors and other worthy events out here.
Colin, can we take a brief ID, and we'll be right back.
Says 10.
What's that?
The weather's really changed since last night as far as when the rain's coming.
If you want to just come in here and we can...
Am I back on later?
Yeah.
What time?
I've got a really raspy voice. I've been out in the pollen.
Oh.
So I don't
Anthony,
know
when
how-
do you want
I don't know how
Dan back?
well or not.
Where's the... It's like it's on the program clock there when you want to have him back.
We can bring him back here.
Okay,
So,
that works.
like quarter of.
That work for you? Okay.
Hey, are you able to take that clip and...
If you need me to do something...
No. We're ready for you. He's
Yeah.
just he was asking a question.
If we're, are we able to take that clip and
Possibly.
take and get some of the stuff out there along there and be able to use it so I can put it on my Facebook?
I might be able
as
to,
part of the
yeah.
broadcast or link it?
Yeah.
Or we'll talk about it.
Yeah. Okay.
Man?
Thank you.
What time is it now?
Yeah, ready? 'Cause we got like 3 minutes here. And we got about 3 minutes here.
Okay.
And then we can get right back into it. So, good?
Okay. So the next segment, will that be you gonna play Wally, or when do I need to go?
That's here like at 43. So.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So after that, I'll go get the First State Chevy
First
guy.
State, right? Yep.
Okay. So you'll play the ID after, so give me a chance to run down
Yep.
there.
Come on.
Okay. And welcome back. My next guest is Jamie McGee, who's the Sussex County Office Coordinator for the Alzheimer's Association. Jamie, thanks for taking the time.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
With this being the 19th annual Alzheimer's fundraiser at First State Chevy in Georgetown, how has this great event over the years helped raise awareness about this horrible disease?
Well, it does get a lot of people out to these events, and I'm here usually with a table of information. But in addition to that, they donate quite a large sum to the national office of the Alzheimer's Association for research, and they also support my office. Over the past 10 years, they've given close to $38,000 just to my office for local programs and services.
Now, the Alzheimer's disease causes memory loss and behavioral changes. What are some of the other signs and symptoms?
Those are mainly one of the things that families notice more than anything else. I hear families come to me, and the first thing they say is, "My mother always kept her checkbook to the penny, and all of a sudden she can't do that. You should see her checkbook now." So numbers, they cannot work with numbers, and so that's another really big issue. They lose their logic and reasoning, and they make really bad mistakes and judgments. A lot of times it's financial. They'll spend money where they should never have spent it, that kind of thing.
When will people typically get this disease?
Normally, it's after the age of 65. We have about 5 million Americans who have Alzheimer's, but there's only about 200,000 that get Alzheimer's before the age of 65.
Do we see this more in men or women?
Glad you asked that. The new statistics that they've came out with this year, the facts and figures, show that of the over 5 million Americans that have it, 3.2 million of those are women. So not only do they have more of the Alzheimer's, they provide better than 2/3 of the care for people who have dementia and thereby suffer from the stress-related illnesses that go along with the caregiving.
Have they found out why there's more women than men at this time?
Initially, we thought it was because women live longer, but it doesn't. The numbers don't work out very well when you say that, based on women only live about 4 years longer than men, so the numbers don't jive when you say that. So we're not real sure, but even some of the studies show that if your mother had it, you're more apt to get it than if your father had it. So it's one of those things that really affects women more.
What advice do you give a caretaker who's caring for a loved one that has Alzheimer's? What advice do you give a caretaker that has a loved one that has Alzheimer's?
Do not take anything they say to you to heart. Let it roll off your back. Have patience and try to treat the person with dignity and respect.
Typically, what is the lifespan of someone that's battling Alzheimer's?
The average from diagnosis to death is 8 to 10 years. My dad only lived 5. So it's shorter if they have other illnesses, and he developed prostate cancer in the interim.
Tell the listeners how you got involved with the Alzheimer's Association.
Quite by accident, as a matter of fact. My dad was diagnosed in 91, and after he was diagnosed, I knew that I wanted to do something with people who had dementia, but I had worked in insurance for 23 years and had never been to college. So at the age of 49, I went to college. I graduated when I was 53 from Salisbury University with a bachelor's in social work and a minor in gerontology. And I was hired immediately. Life Care at Laughlin Park is a nursing home in Seaford. And I was hired there. I worked there for 2 years, and I was volunteering with the Alzheimer's Association when they decided to open the office in Sussex County. So in September of 2001, I opened the office, and I've been there ever since.
What are some of the other fundraisers besides today?
The only fundraiser that we do as a chapter in Sussex County is our walk. The Walk to End Alzheimer's is going to be held October the 4th at Grove Park in Rehoboth. You can register online right now, so we highly recommend that if you're interested at all doing that. But we have other fundraisers throughout the state, and we do a conference, dementia conference in Dover at Dover Downs. It's November the 19th this year, and it is a very educational day. We bring in speakers from all over just to help get the awareness out and information and education to the caregivers.
It seems like there's a lot of volunteers on hand today trying to really raise awareness.
We would not be able to do what we do down here. I am the only staff person for the association south of Smyrna. And without volunteers, we would be unable to do anything. One person can't be everywhere. And I have a fleet of volunteers that are willing to go to health fairs. Some of them do programs. Some of them do data entry. We have a contact center that answers the phone. There is a trained person who answers the phone 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It never closes. So when a person has a crisis in the middle of the night, they can call 800-272-3900 and be connected with someone who can help them.
If somebody wants to donate to the organization, what can they do?
They can send it to my office. They can call me. They can donate to the Red Men because they always donate to Alzheimer's fundraisers and whatever. There's a lot of NARF. They also, National active and retired federal employees. They also do fundraisers for us. They're going to be doing a golf outing, I understand. So we have a lot of ways that you can donate.
Now, as I mentioned, this is the 19th annual Alzheimer's fundraiser at First State Chevy in Georgetown. What is your most memorable moment?
Most memorable moment? I would probably say when my son brought his car here and won, my dad, of course, had Alzheimer's, and he brought his car here and won a trophy with the Alzheimer's on it.
Just a great family event, so everybody needs to make sure that they come here in Georgetown at First State Chevrolet and check it out. Is there anything you would like to add that I maybe have missed?
No, just that we're getting more and more people who are diagnosed with this dreaded disease, and the numbers are increasing exponentially. We have 5 million Americans now that have it, and by the year 2050, it will more than triple. There'll be more than 16 million people if we don't do something now. So we do advocacy. We want people aware. We want people involved to help get bills, laws, money for research, all those kinds of things. And Obama did sign the spending bill a couple of months back that appropriated another $122 million for us, so for research.
So the key to finding a cure is really research.
Yeah, absolutely, research. Absolutely.
Well, my special guest has been Jamie McGee, the Sussex County Office Coordinator for the Alzheimer's Association. Once again, thank you for taking the time.
Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you once again. And we're going to take just a quick break, and we'll be back after this.
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that.
The freshest, best produce that we can possibly have. It's gone through every single day, 2-3 times a day. Our corn is picked fresh every morning, and we're just very proud to be able to provide a really quality product.
Besides corn, will you have strawberries and watermelons this summer?
We'll have strawberries in the spring. The local strawberries aren't quite in yet. They'll be coming in probably the last week of May, and they'll run in through June. And when they're on, we will carry them. Watermelons, 4th of July. That's usually the target date, and we'll have the watermelons and cantaloupes and all the other melons that we normally carry.
Wally, quickly, anything you'd like to add?
Just we're a family-owned business. We're family-run. My wife and I, we work very hard. We are very family-oriented. We try very, very hard to make it a family atmosphere, and we just like people to come, enjoy the animals, enjoy the produce, and just hang out.
Coming up later in the program, we'll have more with Wally Goff from Dawn's Country Market.
listening to On the Road with Anthony Joseph on Sports on Delmarva, presented by Satterfield and Ryan.
Welcome back to the First State Chevrolet 19th Annual Alzheimer's Benefit Car, Truck, and Tractor Show, hosted by the Redmen and Southern Street Ride Association. This event began at 9 o'clock and will run until 3 p.m. A lot going on today. You want to make sure you stop by. They are selling hamburgers, hot dogs, oyster sandwiches. I think everybody loves an oyster sandwich. Ice cream. And you can, while you're here, you can stop by First State Chevrolet, and if you see a vehicle that you like, yes, today you can buy a car or a truck, as a lot of deals are going on. I'd like to thank once again Dan Herhold from Satterfield and Ryan. He is the presenting sponsor. And also our other sponsors. We have First State Chevrolet in Georgetown and Dawn's Country Market, located in Milton on Cave Neck Road. And we will hear coming up from Wally Goff from Dawn's Country Market. And also we will hear from somebody from First State Chevrolet. And I see Ralph McCade from the Redmen Association now wandering around. And hopefully he will make his way in here in a couple of minutes, as we are inside, me and Colin Walls, and outside just a lot going on. And the weather it was supposed to rain today, and it's beautiful and it's holding off. And with this event, Colin, it's rain or shine. They have it regardless, and it's a good thing that the weather did come out nice, because when it's rainy and wet, people don't like to come out. I know I don't like to be out in that mess, but today we've been very, very fortunate and blessed to have a good day for this 19th Annual Alzheimer's Benefit Car.
You're listening to On the Road with Anthony Joseph on Sports on Delmarva, presented by Satterfield and Ryan.
Joseph. My next special guest is Wally Goff from Dawn's Country Market, located at Cave Neck Road in Milton. Thanks to Wally for being involved in this event.
Thank you, Anthony. It's a pleasure to be here.
Now, Wally, at Dawn's Country Market, you have natural and organic foods, farm fresh eggs, and free-range meats. Tell the listeners more.
Well, our eggs are produced right here on the farm. You can come look at the chickens if you want to, and our meats are all produced in a local area, all Delaware farms. We have all-natural grass-fed beef from a farm in Dover. We have all-natural grass-fed goat meat from Harrington. We have all-natural pork products, which are raised here on the farm. And we have all-natural free-range turkey products also from the same farm that we get the beef from in Dover.
Do you have turkey burgers? Because everybody loves burgers.
Oh yeah, we offer preformed turkey patties. We offer preformed turkey sausage. We offer loose ground sausage from the turkey. We offer loose ground turkey. Also the full range of steaks and hamburgers and whatever you could imagine that you could get from a pig or a turkey or a cow. It's all here.
Now, also an item that you carry is Dawn's Country Market pumpkin butter. How has the response been?
The response has been excellent. We also carry peach butter and apple butter. We also have a full range of jams and jellies, pickled vegetables and condiments, steak sauce, barbecue sauces, salad dressings. apple cider, cherry cider, and so far we've had really good response to them.
Now, can you tell me the secret ingredient in Dawn's Country Market pumpkin butter?
Pumpkins.
Wally, what is the most popular item at Dawn's Country Market?
I would have to say the most popular item is the produce. We offer the local, fresh, in-season produce. We grow 85 to 90% of what we sell. We are very stingy with pesticides and herbicides. We don't use them, and when we do have to use them, we use the organic rated, approved pesticides. We strive very hard to bring in and grow the freshest, best produce that we can possibly have. It's going through every single day, 2-3 times a day. Our corn is picked fresh every morning, and we're just very proud to be able to provide a really quality product.
Besides corn, will you have strawberries and watermelons this summer?
We'll have strawberries in the spring. The local strawberries aren't quite in yet. They'll be coming in probably the last week of May, and they'll run in through June. And when they're on, we will carry them. Watermelons, 4th of July. That's usually the target date, and we'll have the watermelons and cantaloupes and all the other melons that we normally carry.
Wally, quickly, anything you'd like to add?
Just we're a family-owned business. We're family-run. My wife and I, we work very hard. We are very family-oriented. We try very, very hard to make it a family atmosphere, and we just like people to come, enjoy the animals, enjoy the produce, and just hang out.
Coming up later in the program, we'll have more with Wally Goff from Dawn's Country Market.
You're listening to On the Road with Anthony Joseph on Sports on Delmarva, presented by Satterfield and Ryan.
And welcome back to the First State Chevrolet 19th Annual Alzheimer's Benefit Car, Truck, and Tractor Show, hosted by the Redmen and Southern Street Rod Association. My next special guest is the chairman for this event. He's with the Redmen, Ralph McCabe. And Ralph, thanks for taking the time.
Thank you all, Anthony, for showing up and helping us out. It's a pleasure being here.
And through the 18 years, the Redmen Association has helped Alzheimer's raise over $150,000.
Yes, sir. We have raised $150,000. $75,000 goes to national, and roughly around $75,000 goes for a local charity right here in Georgetown.
What is it meant to team up with First State Chevrolet and now be the 19th year, as this is just really raising awareness for Alzheimer's, and it's just a great cause?
Without the help of First State Chevrolet, it wouldn't have been 19 years of car shows. They have been the backbone of the car show. We may be a co-sponsor with them, but they are the backbone of the car show.
When people arrive here at First State Chevrolet in Georgetown, what are some of the other attractions besides the tractors and the cars that they will be able to see today and enjoy?
We have a representative from the Georgetown chapter of Alzheimer's to talk about the disease. We have baked goods. We have chances on a John Deere tractor. We have chances on a 50-50. We have a live auction that starts at 12 o'clock. The food, we have cheeseburgers, hamburgers, hot dogs, hot sausages, oyster fritters, sandwiches, sodas, and a lot of people out here just talking and getting to know one another.
And there's a lot of, as I see, tractors and cars and trucks. Is there a favorite? Have you had a chance to pick out a favorite from this year?
Coming from a family of farmers, I have seen an Oliver tractor. I believe she was a 1938, and it really caught my eye.
How many tractors and cars and trucks do we have at this time?
The last count I had, there were 71 cars and trucks, and we're up in the upper teens on tractors. And as I look out the window here, I can see more tractors and cars coming in.
And they're doing that, as I mentioned just a little earlier, because it was supposed to rain today, and the rain is holding off. So they are bringing now their prize attractors because they do not want to mess those up.
No, a lot of these gentlemen on their cars, tractors, and trucks, it's just like a little kid to them. They take special care of them.
And also with the classic cars, we really have some prize models also, especially throughout the years they have.
Yes, as I noticed out here today, I think the oldest I've seen out here is a 19-something Model A, and there's some nice-looking Corvettes, Camaros. We got a little bit of everything out there this year.
Now, you were mentioning just a little earlier about the live auction. It will start at 12 o'clock. And what are some of the other items that when people come here they can actually bid on?
We have items such as some Lungenberger baskets. We have collectibles, Avon bottles out there. There's some a golf bag. We have raffle ticket, or not raffle tickets, sports, Shorebird tickets, Blue Rock tickets. We have gift certificates to golf courses around here for foursomes. So anything from sports to collectibles you would see hanging on the wall.
So people need to make sure that they come by and check out this great event.
Yes, because everything goes on here. It's 100% donated to charity. We take no expenses. Everything is donated. Our goal is to raise over $200,000 by the end of this year.
And next year will be the 20th annual Alzheimer's car, truck, and benefit for Alzheimer's at First State Chevrolet. When will preparation begin for that great event?
And welcome
Preparations
back. I'm
began
Anthony
yesterday.
Joseph. My next special guest is Wally Golf.
And one final question. As I was mentioning, next year, the 20th annual, when is preparation beginning for that?
Preparations began yesterday. We're already planning. Being the 20th years, we would love to do something special for the Hanson.
Is there anything you'd like to add before we wrap up this segment?
Yes, Alzheimer's, it hits everybody. Everybody you talk to, they know someone or they have a family member. And, the Redmen, we're fighting to help find a cure.
Thanks, Ralph, for taking the time.
Thank you all for enjoying it or coming.
Thank you. And more to come as we're live at First State Chevrolet in Georgetown.
Listening to On the Road with Anthony Joseph on Sports on Delmarva, presented by Satterfield and Ryan.
And welcome back. We're once again live at First State Chevrolet. It's the 19th annual Alzheimer's Benefit Car, Truck, and Tractor Show, hosted by the Redmen and Southern Street Rod Association. Once again, Dan Herhold from Satterfield and Ryan is my guest, and thanks again for being a part of this community fundraiser.
My pleasure.
Now, we in the first segment talked a little bit about generators, and now I'd like to talk about some of the other services that you offer. For example, you replace fuse boxes with upgraded circuit breaker boxes. You replace telephone wiring, cable TV wiring, landscape lighting, security lighting, and you can also troubleshoot electrical problems. Tell us more about these services.
We are a full-service electrical contractor. In past years, we've done everything from building power lines to installing power for developments. And today, we're focused more on the commercial, residential, whether it be new construction, retrofits, parking lot lighting, property maintenance, lighting repairs. We kind of do everything. We do a lot of work for professional offices. And So no job is too small. If we can take care of you.
What are you mentioned in the first segment some testimonials? What are some testimonials as far as some of the services that you've provided? Some of the people that you've worked with.
Well, we do send out a rating sheet to every new customer, and 99% of the time they come back with 5s and 4s across the board. I didn't bring any of those with me, but if you go to our website, to DelawareGenerators.net, you can see those. If you go to Generac.com and do a dealer search, you'll see us listed number 1 for this area. There you'll see some testimonials of people who logged in on our behalf to about the services that we have given them through the whole process, from the initial consultation to the installation, startup, and training.
What does separate Satterfield and Ryan from the other competition? Why should they go to you instead of somebody else?
Well, first, we're the oldest. We are the oldest established electrical company in Delaware, 1931. Wesley and I are third generation, and we've been serving the Kent-Sussex County areas, all that time. We are a Christian-owned company, and I mean that in the sincerest sense. The Lord comes first in all that we do and our decisions, and the company belongs to our Lord, and we're there to take care of it and do the very best, representing Him in all that we do. And there are many companies like that, but to say it sets us apart, I can't really say that. But you'll have a unique experience in dealing with Satterfield and Ryan. As I've said before, if we do answer our phones, we're there. 98% of the time, you'll have someone answering the phone with a hello, and it won't be a computer. Even after hours, we do take the phones home with us, to handle anything that comes up after hours. It's rare, but we do. Try me. Call me at 6 o'clock at night, or one of us will answer the phone most likely.
What is something that people might not realize that you offer at Satterfield and Ryan?
We treat you like you be our neighbor, and you'll get a smile. You get sincerity. And that's the only way to be. We're going to treat everybody that way. It makes no difference.
And in that first segment, we were talking about Generac generators. Is there something more that you would like to add? Because that's a big part of your business.
It is. It's part of our business, but the residential commercial work is also a big part, and we're serving both counties. And we also serve Maryland. I might say that my brother Wesley is a master electrician, which is the highest rating for electrical license in both states. So we can take care of you in the neighboring Maryland counties. It doesn't make any difference, but not a problem here with us. We just got a job in Preston, Maryland that we were awarded. That'll start in the fall for its big church. So we'll be wiring that church in Preston. We did Crossroads Community Church about 7 or 8 years ago. That whole church there west of Georgetown. That was our job. So we can do the big jobs, and we do all the little jobs.
Now, Generac offers residential, agriculture, and commercial generator applications.
Yes.
Do you see an increase in one of the three? What is your most popular?
Well, 95% of what we do is residential. Now, a lot of commercial customers that have Generacs have found us, and we have taken over their maintenance, for their generators.
Dan, before... Oh, okay. What is... Before I let you go, is there anything you'd like to add?
Nothing I can really think of. It's been fun being here, and
it's a great event because I saw you had your backpack and you were just mingling with the people, and hopefully you'll sell some Generac generators here today.
I made some good contacts. Yes, that's always part of my job. Wherever I go, hand out the cards.
And with an event like this, you got to make sure you have a lot.
I do. I do. So I think it'll go well.
And once again, I mentioned this earlier, but really appreciative that you came on board and supported this great event today, and hopefully they'll raise a lot of awareness and a lot of funds as there's a live auction that will take place at 12 o'clock, and maybe you can go there and peruse. And I can see some items from here, and there's a lot of them. I see a chair and some collectibles, and you need to venture over there, Dan, and maybe bid on an item or two.
I will. Before I leave, I will do that and enjoy myself.
As the proceeds today from that auction go to Alzheimer's, and that's great that the proceeds go directly to that organization for research. Yes, it is. All important. As we discussed earlier, my father had Alzheimer's and had succumbed to that. So it is near and dear to me, the research that can be done to cure. The cure will come in the future. So I encourage everybody, come on out. If you're listening now, get out here and see what's going on. It's a lot of people here, a lot of neat cars. That's for sure, and it's a great day to be here because the rain right now is holding off, and hopefully people will hurry up and come out because this event, Dan, ends at 3 o'clock, and at that point they reward trophies for some of these classic cars that are on hand, and the tractors, and also the trucks. Yeah, come on out. And my special guest has been Dan Herhold from Satterfield and Ryan. More to come as we're live at First State Chevrolet in Georgetown. It's the 19th Annual Alzheimer's Benefit Car, Truck, and Tractor Show hosted by the Redmen and Southern Street Rod Association.
And welcome back. I'm Anthony Joseph. My next special guest is Wally Goff from Dawn's Country Market, located at Cave Neck Road in Milton. Thanks to Wally for being involved in this event.
Thank you, Anthony. It's a pleasure to be here.
Now, Wally, at Dawn's Country Market, you have natural and organic foods, farm fresh eggs, and free-range meats. Tell the listeners more.
Well, our eggs are produced right here on the farm. You can come look at the chickens if you want to. And our meats are all produced in a local area, all Delaware farms. We have all-natural grass-fed beef from a farm in Dover. We have all natural grass-fed goat meat from Harrington. We have all natural pork products, which are raised here on the farm, and we have all natural free-range turkey products, also from the same farm that we get the beef from in Dover.
Do you have turkey burgers? Because everybody loves burgers.
Oh yeah, we offer preformed turkey patties. We offer preformed turkey sausage. We offer loose ground sausage from the turkey. We offer loose ground turkey. Also, the full range of steaks and hamburgers and whatever you could imagine that you could get from a pig or a turkey or a cow. It's all here.
Now, also an item that you carry is Dawn's Country Market pumpkin butter. How has the response been?
The response has been excellent. We also carry peach butter and apple butter. We also have a full range of jams and jellies, pickled vegetables and condiments, steak sauce, barbecue sauces, salad dressings, apple cider, cherry cider, and so far we've had a really good response to them.
Now, can you tell me the secret ingredient in Dawn's Country Market pumpkin butter?
Pumpkins.
Wally, what is the most popular item at Dawn's Country Market?
I would have to say the most popular item is the produce. We offer the local, fresh, in-season produce. We grow 85 to 90% of what we sell. We are very stingy with pesticides and herbicides. We don't use them, and when we do have to use them, we use the organic rated, approved pesticides. We strive very hard to bring in and grow the freshest, best produce that we can possibly have. It's going through every single day, 2-3 times a day. Our corn is picked fresh every morning, and we're just very proud to be able to provide a really quality product.
Besides corn, will you have strawberries and watermelons this summer?
We'll have strawberries in the spring. The local strawberries aren't quite in yet. They'll be coming in probably the last week of May, and they'll run in through June. And when they're on, we will carry them. Watermelons, 4th of July. That's usually the target date, and we'll have the watermelons and cantaloupes and all the other melons that we normally carry.
Wally, quickly, anything you'd like to add?
Just we're a family-owned business. We're family-run. My wife and I, we work very hard. We are very family-oriented. We try very, very hard to make it a family atmosphere, and we just like people to come, enjoy the animals, enjoy the produce, and just hang out.
Coming up later in the program, we'll have more with Wally Goff from Dawn's Country Market.
You're listening to On the Road with Anthony Joseph on Sports on Delmarva, presented by Satterfield and Ryan.
And welcome back. As you're getting to hear a lot from our sponsors, Dan Herhold from Satterfield and Ryan, Wally Goff from Dawn's Country Market. Coming up in the second hour of our broadcast, we'll hear from someone from First State Chevrolet as they are helping out, as this is the First State Chevrolet 19th Annual Alzheimer's Benefit Car, Truck, and Tractor Show. And also they are teaming up with the Redmen Organization and Southern Street Ride Association. We heard in hour number one from Jamie McGee from the Sussex County chapter from the Alzheimer's Association, and also Ralph McCade from the Delaware Redmen Association. Everybody wants to come here and check it out. A live auction starting in about 3 minutes, so hurry up. Come down here to First State Chevrolet. A lot of great items on hand. Delmarva Shorebird tickets. You'll get the VIP treatment. Wilmington Blue Rock tickets. 2 tickets to the Monster Mile. I see a collectible chair on hand, longer burger baskets, and other items that you must have, but you have to be here to be able to bid on those. And I see Dan Herhold. He is going around the table right now, and hopefully he will bid on those as the proceeds go to the Alzheimer's Association. Just a great cause, trying to raise awareness today, and that's why we were here for 2 hours to try to bring just more people about this horrible, horrible disease. And hopefully one day, with this money going to research, they will be able to find a cure. I am Anthony Joseph, and my producer today, as always, or most of the time, shouldn't say as always, but a lot of the time, Colin Walls.
That's right. We let Brooks Ritter come out and have a little bit of this fun sometimes. So this is a great cause, Anthony. Something I know that's near and dear to your heart and to Dan's, as it is a lot of people here. And like as Ralph McCabe said, that this Alzheimer touches almost everybody. So everybody knows somebody with it, or knows somebody, a family member that had it, and it's a debilitating disease, and it's pretty sad to see your family member go through it. But the lady we had on earlier from the Alzheimer's Association, had some great tips. Don't treat these people any different. Just act like they're, don't treat them any different than you would any other human being, because they are human beings, and they're just having a rough time.
All you can do is love them, and just glad that they're still here on Earth.
That's right, Anthony.
And more to come as we're live at First State Chevrolet. It's the 19th Annual Alzheimer's Benefit Car, Truck, and Tractor Show.
From Feature Story News in Washington, I'm Rebecca Foster with the Week in Review. The situation in Ukraine grabbed headlines again this week. Clashes continued between Ukrainian security forces and pro-Moscow militants in the east of the country, with casualties on both sides. Toward the end of the week, Russian President Vladimir Putin traveled to Crimea for the first time since it was annexed from Ukraine by Russian forces in March. His visit drew angry reaction from Kiev. Officials there called the visit a gross violation of Ukraine's sovereignty. The news came as the European Union prepared to add more names to its list of Russian officials for sanctioning. Currently, 48 individuals are under asset freezes and asset bans, but the next additions are likely to include companies as well. Here's our EU reporter, Jack Perrock.
The new names on the EU blacklist will come out Monday at the Foreign Affairs Council meeting in Brussels. Who will be on it will be affected by the weekend's events. It remains in stage 2 of the sanctions programme, though, and there are some in the European Union who are eager to move into the third phase of broader sanctions targeting whole sectors of the Russian economy.
This week also saw an international focus on the nearly 300 Nigerian schoolgirls who were abducted by Islamist militant group Boko Haram 3 weeks ago. There has been much criticism on why both Nigeria's government and the global community have been slow to react. But now both U.S. and U.K. teams have arrived in Nigeria to assist the government in locating the girls. But UK-based rights group Amnesty International says Nigeria's security forces were warned ahead of time that the Islamist group was planning an attack on the school. The damning findings said the security forces had more than 4 hours of warning that the raid would take place, but did not do what was needed to stop it. Natalie Feary reports.
Netsanet Belay, Africa director for the rights charity, said it amounted to a gross dereliction of Nigeria's duty to protect civilians. Amnesty's findings said that troops were not sent to the school in Chibok due to an inability to gather them because of a lack of resources and a fear of confronting members of Boko Haram, who are often better equipped.
And this week also saw the first general elections in South Africa since the death of Nelson Mandela. It was also the 20th anniversary of the end of white majority rule in the country. Once the votes were counted, South African President Jacob Zuma came out on top, celebrating a landslide victory by his ruling African National Congress. With 70% of the votes counted, political analyst Zanusha Naido told South Africa's E-News channel that the hard work will really begin for the ANC after the vote.
At the end of the day, yes, they won. They got a resounding reaffirmation by the electorate. But at the end of the day, they have to deliver.
From bureaus worldwide, this is FSN.
From bureaus around the world, this is FSN Spotlight.
It's now under a year till the UK's 2015 May general election, but as campaigning begins to hot up, there's a warning the Conservatives and Liberal Democrats need to agree rules on policy making in the last 12 months of their unprecedented coalition. It comes from the Institute for Government.
It's important to have a clear set of rules that set out how the civil service should and should not support the two parties during this period.
When it comes to the polls, though, the smart money might well be on another hung parliament. Political reporter Theo Usherwood has the running.
The economy is going to be a key battleground over the next 12 months. Are voters better off under Labour or the Tories? Now, the economy has already started to turn, but Labour claims many families are not feeling the benefits. The Tory message, on the other hand, is clear. Don't let Labour back into power so they can ruin the economy all over again. This time around, there is also the UKIP factor. Nigel Farage's party has the power to seriously damage the Tory core vote. And what of the Lib Dems? Nick Clegg is facing a drubbing in the Euro elections, and on a national level he's still scoring badly in the polls. Mr Clegg needs to turn it around quickly before it's too late. It's impossible to predict the outcome of the election in 12 months' time. But what we can say is it's going to be a fascinating race, and it's going to have plenty of twists and turns along the way.
With FSN Spotlight, I'm Ollie Barrett.
Looking forward to next week, India is expected to announce the results of their national election, and President Obama will host the president of Uruguay in the White House. And Iran and 6 global powers will meet in Vienna to discuss Tehran's nuclear program. And that's the Week in Review from Feature Story News. Rebecca Foster reporting.
You're listening to On the Road with Anthony Joseph on Sports on Delmarva, presented by Satterfield and Ryan.
And once again, my special guest is Wally Goff from Dawn's Country Market. Now, Wally, these days a lot of people are health conscious. What are some of the items that you offer to those people?
We offer gluten-free products, all-natural organic products, and organic products. We also just started to stock the NutriBullet booster systems, the products that are required. Everybody's health conscious, everybody's juicing nowadays, and we just started with all the products you need for their booster programs, the chia seeds, the flaxes, whatever they recommend, we have.
What are some of the flavors of the juices?
Whatever flavors they want to make them. You know, you have to put your vegetables in or your own fruits in, and then you mix these booster products in with those, and you can make whatever flavor you like.
Now, for the kids, there's a petting zoo. You have a steer, you have a pig, goats, and chickens. Can the kids pet the animals?
Absolutely. The goats, we don't recommend petting the steer. He's just so big now. There's not a mean bone in his body, but he's 1,200 pounds now. We got him when he was about 100, and he's just so big, if he moves his head, he can hurt you. But, you know, he's in full view. They can feed him. We just don't recommend petting him as far as the goats are concerned, and the ducks and the chickens, and we even have an area where they can go sit with rabbits and go inside, and the rabbits will hop around with the kids. That's all open and seems to be widely enjoyed by young and old alike.
Since this is a family atmosphere at Dawn's Country Market, can kids have a birthday party or schedule a field trip?
Absolutely. We have several packages for birthday parties. They're on our Facebook site. By the way, you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, or our website, www.dawnscountrymarket.com. We offer everything from just a picnic table, and you bring everything, to we can do the whole thing with the moon bounces, the fully catered, whatever you're interested in.
Now, kids normally have a sweet tooth, and you offer candy.
Absolutely. We have the an old-style penny candy display where everything in the case is one price. It's by the pound. You can mix and match, put it all in a bag, take it home, open up the surprise, whatever you want. We also have bags of candy, one type of candy in a bag for the people that prefer just one type.
Now, what's one thing I think is great that a grocery store can't do, if you want eggs, all you have to do, you go out to the chickens, you pick them up, and you take them into the customer. I think that's great.
Yeah, we have several customers that actually like to go get their own. We have one lady, she was 70-some years old. She was raised on a farm. She hadn't collected eggs in 50 years. And we let her go in the house and collect her own eggs, and she was thrilled, made her day. The eggs are produced here on the farm, and we have several types of chickens. So some of the eggs, the Americanas, lay green eggs. It's just an interesting atmosphere to see. They want eggs. We go get them for them. We bring them back in.
Wally, since you have so much going on at Dawn's Country Market, people need to stop by and check it all out.
Absolutely. There's no way to explain everything that goes on here between the ice cream parlor, the animals, the produce, the fields. You know, you can walk in the field if you have a grandchild and you want to show them how tomatoes grown, take them out and show it. It's just so much going on inside the store, outside the store. We really we really love what we do, and we just want people to come, hang out, have a good time, stay a while, kick your feet back, relax, let the kids run around and enjoy themselves.
And my special guest has been Wally Goff from Dawn's Country Market.
You're listening to On the Road with Anthony Joseph on Sports on Delmarva, presented by Satterfield and Ryan.
And welcome back, live in Georgetown at First State Chevrolet. It's the 19th annual First State Chevy Alzheimer's Benefit Car, Truck, and Tractor Show. And now my special guest, Ron Thomas, as he's shaking his head. He's a sales associate from First State Chevy in Georgetown. Ronnie, you're going to make out fine. You're a natural. I can see that.
Yeah, right.
Once again this year, First State Chevrolet has teamed up with the Redmen to put together this great event. How would you describe the partnership with the Redmen?
Well, since I've been here, and since 2003, they've always had a good turnout, a good show, some nice old vehicles, trucks and tractors, and even the cars. And whatever they can do for us to make it easier on us, they're willing to do.
Just a great organization, as the live auction is going on right now. Now we're set up in the showroom, and to my left I see a 2015 Tahoe. And Ronnie, tell the listeners a little bit more about that vehicle.
Well, the 2015 Tahoe completely redesigned on the exterior. The interior is absolutely gorgeous this year. They've added the power third row seat. Had a lot of ladies that didn't find it comfortable for them or easy for them to fold the rear seats up. Now all they have to do is push the button, folds up easy. Push the button again, and it comes back up to its normal position. And I think that's a big selling point for the Tahoe and the Suburban this year.
What are some of the other differences from this year's model to last year's?
Well, you have your forward collision alert and your rear collision alert. And if you get the package in the LT, your seat will vibrate to let you know that you are approaching the front or the rear of another vehicle, which is a good thing. You may not pay attention to the ding, 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 but you'll feel the seat vibrate, and you're, what in the world is that? So that's a nice thing. And also the lane departure warning. If you do not have your turn signal on and you cross the white line or the center line, the seat will vibrate also on the side that you are crossing. So if you cross the left-hand side, the left side of your seat will vibrate. If you cross the fog line on the right side of your seat will vibrate. Nice little safety features in case we happen to be daydreaming and drift one way or the other.
At this point, do they come in a lot of different colors?
Yeah, and I can't remember them. I know the white diamond, the crystal red, the black, obviously white. There's I think they call it champagne silver again this year. Crystal red's absolutely gorgeous. Of course, black is beautiful when it's clean.
That's true.
Yeah, that's another subject.
But if somebody is listening and they want to, they're interested, how can they? What is your contact information?
Well, you can contact myself or any of the sales associates here at First State Chevrolet. Be happy to show you the vehicle inside, outside, demonstrate the vibrating seat, the camera when you cross the center line or the shoulder line without your turn signal on. If you have your turn signal on, you're good to go.
Now, also in the showroom is I believe 1949 tractor. You were saying that is for sale, and it's green. It looks beautiful.
Yeah, that is a 1949 Chevrolet one-ton. I believe they called it a one-ton then. It's a 3800 series. It's got a 9-foot bed on it. It even has, I believe this one has the heater that was installed either at the factory or at the dealership before it was purchased. It is a unique item, and when you look at it, you be amazed at how well maintained the vehicle is for a 1949.
And that is great to have that on hand in the showroom, also with the Tahoe. What are some of the other specials going on at First State Chevrolet in Georgetown?
Well, they do have some 0% financing available on certain models. On the 2014 Silverado, 3/4 ton and 1 ton, 0% financing for up to 60 months. They have trade-in bonus cash on the Silverados, and they also have on the 2014s a $4,000 rebate. So the deals are out there. If you're interested in a 2014 half-ton, they were new design this year, so they do not have any special financing available for them, but the 2015 Silverados are out now in the 3/4 ton and 1 ton, so we need to sell all of our 14s, and that's why GM is giving the nice incentive packages that they have out there for them.
And that 0% of financing, that's very unique, so people need to make sure they hurry up with that, because I imagine that's a limited time.
It is a limited time. The bonus cash is a limited time also. Yeah, I mean, people ask, well, when's the best time to buy a new vehicle? Well, anytime's the best time to buy a new vehicle. If you wait until you absolutely have to have one, then you won't get the vehicle that you want. You'll have to settle for maybe a different color or You may get a package that you really didn't want, but that's the only thing that's available. So the best time's now. It's not going to get any worse. It'll only get better.
And we mentioned the Tahoe, but there's a lot of other makes and models. You also have Equinoxes and Chevy Impalas. You have everything here at First State Chevrolet in Georgetown.
We have every Chevrolet product: the Spark, the Sonic, the Cruze, the Malibu, the Impala. We have the Equinox, the Traverse, Tahoe, Suburban, and of course the Silverado pickup. And we do have. We are one of the dealers that were allocated to 2014 Stingrays. At this point, we do not have a 2014 on the ground. They've all come in, have been sold. But we do have some nice used Corvettes that we have taken in on trade that, if you're looking for a Corvette, we have convertibles and hardtop or coupes.
And that's great, especially when the weather is turning. People typically want a convertible when it's sunny out.
Sunny, not raining. That's the time to be in a vet.
Ronnie, as this segment is going on, you're doing a good job. I know you were a little nervous before we started this, but you're an old pro. You've done a good job getting all the information out. Is there anything you'd like to add for First State Chevy?
Oh, we appreciate all your patronage over the years, and we look forward to having many more years of a good working relationship with all of our customers and new customers.
So stop by First State Chevy if you can't make it here today for this event. Make sure you come by next week and check out all the deals at First State Chevrolet in Georgetown. I'm back after this.
You're listening to On the Road with Anthony Joseph on Sports on Delmarva, presented by Satterfield and Ryan. Presented by Satterfield and Ryan. Listening to On the Road with Anthony Joseph on Sports on Delmarva, presented by Satterfield and Ryan.
And welcome back. I am Anthony Joseph with Colin Walls as we're live at First State Chevrolet today. It's the First State Chevy 19th Annual Alzheimer's Benefit Car, Truck, and Tractor Show hosted by the Redmen and Southern Street Rod Association. The event began 9 o'clock and will run till 3 o'clock, and Sports on Delmarva, our coverage began at about 11 and will run till 1. And as I'd mentioned, this broadcast is necessary to raise awareness, and hopefully one day the Alzheimer's Association will find a cure for this disease.
Anthony, there's an auction going on out there. What are some of the items that they
Well,
have?
some of the items I was looking, because I figured you maybe want to bid on some of these unique items. They have some boots there, Colin, some work boots, because you're always working. Every time I'm calling, you're always working, doing something.
Well, do they have any sneakers? Because I'm always running around, too.
That's true, too. I didn't see some sneakers.
Okay, well, I'll settle for the work boots.
Also, I think there was some John Deere tractors, as they got some items, I think, from W.C. Littleton's.
Okay.
Also, I see I think that's a wooden chair, but a lady is sitting down, and so I don't think anybody's not bidding on that item yet.
Are they auctioning the lady in the chair off?
No, just a wooden
chair?
A collectible chair.
Okay.
But right now the lady is sitting in the chair.
She does not come with it.
She does not come with that,
okay.
no. I want to make that very, very clear.
Okay.
And just a lot of different items on hand. You have to stop by. I can't mention all the items. There are just too many, Colin. So you have to make sure you stop by as the auction, as we mentioned, going on right now.
That's right. And, I mean, I've got my eye on this Tahoe. They put me right in front of this 2015 Tahoe, and that thing is beautiful. It's the LTZ package. Look at the wheels on that thing, Anthony, just a shining.
That's for sure. And I could see you riding and driving in one of those, and especially gearing up for the high school football season, as that will soon be here before we know it. You can show that off at one of the games that we're doing this season. You'll be riding in style.
I got a feeling the only time I'd be able to drive it is when I took it out of here, and my wife would take it over from there. So.
Oh, okay.
But that is a beautiful vehicle. So get down here to First State Chevrolet. Check out all these vehicles they've got here. Hey, you might be in the market for a 1949 Chevrolet one-ton truck. It's here.
That's for sure, and it's right in the showroom, so it's right there on display with the Tahoe. As you mentioned, you're looking directly at what color would you get?
What, the Tahoe?
Yes.
I like black. Black is very hard to keep clean, but it is beautiful when it's clean. I'm not sure. I would probably consider black, but they've got an interior. I can't remember what the name of it is. It's kind of a two-tone leather interior. I've been looking at them, as you might be able to tell.
Yes.
And I like that two-tone. It's kind of a tan and a darker brown interior, and it's just nice.
And right now, as Ronnie mentioned, there's some deals going on, so you might want to buy now. He was talking about on select vehicles, 0% financing, and that typically doesn't happen. I think maybe twice a year, perhaps, or
right. Yeah, I'm not sure what it is, how often it happens, but 0% financing is about the best interest rate you're going to get.
Yes, that's for sure.
So I think when that's going on, you better jump on it because you never know when it's going to come back.
Right, and that's happening right here at First State Chevrolet in Georgetown. And I have a Chevy Equinox, and you're a Chevy guy, so
absolutely.
It's good to keep on going, and First State Chevrolet has a lot of good vehicles on display here today.
Now, why don't we get a professional in here, somebody that really knows something about vehicles that can talk to us about them?
Yes, and now we're going to bring in our next special guest as this segment keeps on moving as we are live. That's a good thing about live broadcasting. You got to keep the pace going, and now my next special guest is Alan, sales professional from First State Chevrolet. And before, in that first segment, you had one of your co-workers, Ron Thomas, doing a segment, and you were smiling a little bit, but he did a good job. He was nervous, but did a good job.
Yeah, Ron's been around a long time. He does a good job. He's a one of a kind.
Now, I asked him the question as First State Chevrolet is teaming up once again with the Redmen Association. It's the 19th annual. Talk about that relationship working with them now, 19 years strong.
Yeah, we it's for a good cause. We like to work closely with them on this. I think probably everybody in the community probably has had somebody that's been hit with this tragedy at one time or another, or they know somebody that's had this. And there's a lot of work yet to be done, but they have really gained a lot of steps in trying to solve this tragic disease that they do have. And like I said, everybody's probably had an older person in the family, or even, like, say, they know an older person that comes down with this. And I myself had a grandmother that past with this, and it's a hard way to see things happen, and to actually be able to go out and help contribute and try to find a preventative cause for this and stop it would be just wonderful.
And the Alzheimer's Association, I spoke with Jamie McGee earlier. They had people, volunteers on hand, passing out brochures to talk about or really show what the symptoms are of this
Yes.
from this horrible disease.
Yes, like I say, she's a wonderful lady. I was speaking with her earlier, and they like I say, they put a lot of effort into this, and it's something the community really needs to really grab their hands around and take hold of.
Now, today you have a lot of vehicles still on hand. What are some of the specials at First State Chevrolet?
Well, we have incentives change every month, and we have large incentives on all of our vehicles here at First State, whether it be the new 14 Silverado, which has a body style change for this year, or if we are just looking at the Malibu. The Malibu is a wonderful car, gas mileage up to 34 miles per gallon. Of course, the new Impala this year, the 14, we've changed the body style through Chevrolet on the Impala. Has gotten great reviews for a family-sized car. And once again, you're approaching 30 miles per gallon with the Impala. So really, with no matter what model you choose that Chevrolet has now, you're going to get great fuel economy. And, of course, through Chevrolet, great service, too, here at First State Chevrolet.
With the warmer weather and people are on the roads, it seems like all the time now. You're mentioning far as a gas mileage. Is there one vehicle, if you really say, I really need the best gas mileage, that really kind of stands out from the rest?
Probably the Cruise. It's not a compact car, more of a mid-size to small car, but for what the people need around the Delmarva Peninsula, and you're looking at 36 miles per gallon on the highway, usually can fulfill anybody's needs. Has a large trunk in it. The back seats actually fold down like you would an SUV, which enlarge your trunk space. And I would say that the Cruise is probably the best bet you've got going.
At First State Chevrolet, what separates First State Chevy from the rest?
Well, I think when you come to First State to buy a car, no pressure on the customer. We try to be very personable with the customer, make them feel like they're part of the First State family from the minute they come in the door, whether it be the first time that they've came here shopping or if they bought multiple cars from us, whether they're going in just for service or if they are coming to see one of us on the sales staff. We want them to feel like they are one of the family from the first time that they come in.
What are, with a lot of people, like I mentioned, on the highway, people are having to come in now to get their oil changed. Do you have some specials going on?
Well, if you purchase a 2014 model now, and it doesn't matter which model it is, you automatically have that 2-year or 24,000-mile maintenance agreement that Chevrolet offers, which gives you free tire at rotation and oil changes for that 2-year or 24,000 miles. This also applies when you're buying a certified used car. If you buy a GM certified used car, they also have a maintenance program, which is, I mean, that's a savings. If you figure most places you go for an oil change anymore today is what, $39 to $49 for oil changes, and here you're going to get free oil changes and tire rotations for 2 years.
That's a big savings.
That's a large savings.
Now, now next year is going to be the 20th annual Alzheimer's benefit. And I see there's a lot of people on hand purchasing tickets. They're at the live auction. Can we expect something really, really special next year, since it will be the 20th annual?
Well, speaking with the folks that are putting this on, they're telling me that they have bigger plans. They want to see bigger plans for next year. I would imagine they're going to increase their auction, and not that we have a lot of things, as you've seen yourself out here on the trailer today. But, yeah, they say they do have bigger plans for next year.
And with an event like this, you have to plan ahead. That's the key in something like this.
Absolutely. You need to plan ahead. These guys don't do this just by themselves. It takes a group effort from the community, local businesses that are actually stepping in and stepping up to the plate with donations and donating, whether it be not only dollars, but they donate items for auctions. And they really come through when it comes into local businesses in the community.
with all the cars and tractors here today, have you seen like a favorite maybe today or maybe throughout the years? Do you have a favorite?
Well, I'm a classic car nut myself, so I kind of fall in love with all of them. And I'm naturally a General Motors man myself, but I do have my favorites in all the brands. So I love to see all of them out here, whether it be the oldest car that might be out here on the lot, even up to some of the newer ones. A lot of these younger folks are buying new Camaros and Dodges and Fords and this type of stuff, but especially on the new Camaros, they're doing a lot of upgrades on them now. And I know people spend a lot of money on the classics, but these young guys, they're spending a lot of dollars on these newer cars with upgrades, whether it be chrome packages or stuff to build horsepower. They are really spending a lot of money on that, and the cars really look beautiful.
Alan, before I let you go, is there anything you'd like to add about First State Chevrolet in Georgetown?
Well, I've been with First State now, be a year in June, and I must say it's probably had the best relationship for an employer that I've had since I've been here. And I encourage everybody to come out, experience the sales staff, and even if you're not in the hunt for a new car, come and use our service department. You'll not find a better staff to serve you and any of your needs that you need to deal with your car or truck.
Thanks, Alan, for taking the time. You did it
with Anthony Joseph on Sports on Delmarva, presented by Satterfield and Ryan.
From Feature Story News in Washington, I'm Rebecca Foster with the Week in Review. The situation in Ukraine grabbed headlines again this week. Clashes continued between Ukrainian security forces and pro-Moscow militants in the east of the country, with casualties on both sides. Toward the end of the week, Russian President Vladimir Putin traveled to Crimea for the first time since it was annexed from Ukraine by Russian forces in March. His visit drew angry reaction from Kiev. Officials there called the visit a gross violation of Ukraine's sovereignty. The news came as the European Union prepared to add more names to its list of Russian officials for sanctioning. Currently, 48 individuals are under asset freezes and asset bans, but the next additions are likely to include companies as well. Here's our EU reporter, Jack Perrock.
The new names on the EU blacklist will come out Monday at the Foreign Affairs Council meeting in Brussels. Who will be on it will be affected by the weekend's events. It remains in stage 2 of the sanctions programme, though, and there are some in the European Union who are eager to move into the third phase of broader sanctions targeting whole sectors of the Russian economy.
This week also saw an international focus on the nearly 300 Nigerian schoolgirls who were abducted by Islamist militant group Boko Haram 3 weeks ago. There has been much criticism on why both Nigeria's government and the global community have been slow to react. But now both U.S. and UK teams have arrived in Nigeria to assist the government in locating the girls. But UK-based rights group Amnesty International says Nigeria's security forces were warned ahead of time that the Islamist group was planning an attack on the school. The damning findings said the security forces had more than 4 hours of warning that the raid would take place, but did not do what was needed to stop it. Natalie Feary reports.
Netsanet Belay, Africa director for the rights charity, said it amounted to a gross dereliction of Nigeria's duty to protect civilians. Amnesty's findings said that troops were not sent to the school in Chibok due to an inability to gather them because of a lack of resources and a fear of confronting members of Boko Haram, who are often better equipped.
And this week also saw the first general elections in South Africa since the death of Nelson Mandela. Once the votes were counted, South African President Jacob Zuma came out on top, celebrating a landslide victory by his ruling African National Congress. With 70% of the votes counted. Political analyst Zanusha Naido told South Africa's E! News channel that the hard work will really begin for the ANC after the vote.
At the end of the day, yes, they won. They got a resounding reaffirmation by the electorate, but at the end of the day, they have to deliver.
From bureaus worldwide, this is FSN.
You're listening to On the Road with Anthony Joseph on Sports on Delmarva, presented by Satterfield and Ryan.
And welcome back. I'm live in Georgetown at First State Chevrolet, and my previous guest, Alan from First State Chevy, has helped out with the next guest, and he's associated with the Red Men Association, and thanks for taking the time.
You're welcome.
This is a great cause, as the proceeds are going to the Alzheimer's Association. Just talk about a little bit more in detail about this great event.
Well, this is a charitable event that they do every year. It's a big main sponsor that they do here at First State every year. They've been doing it for quite some time, and it's really, really a nice project to do. I had a brother-in-law that passed away with Alzheimer's, so I don't mind helping out with what I can help.
What is your most memorable moment, because this is the 19th annual? What is your most memorable moment throughout the years of this event?
This is only my second year being in Redmond. I helped last year with the tickets and everything. I was organized and like I say, tried to help out my best. Like I say, I like the organization of Redmond's doing this for the major charitable for Alzheimer's Association, and it's a real good activity, and I really enjoy all of it.
Okay, well, thank you for taking the time. I appreciate it. I told you I was just going to keep it simple and ask you just a couple questions, and you did good. Thank you. Now we're going to have another guest coming in. As it is live. Thank you, as we'll pass the mic to the next guest. And Ralph McCade, I went to him as a live auction is going on right now to bring in a couple guests. So just to introduce yourself, because I haven't had a chance to really talk to you. So,
okay, my name is William Willie. I've been a member for about 12 years. I'm a former past state president of the organization, and actually 1 year I did chair the car show a few years ago. So.
Talk about your experience as the chairman of this event.
It's a lot of hard work, and it takes a lot of people to get this together. I know the year that I did it, I would run all over trying to get donations, going and getting the food for the food trailer, helping and getting items for the auction table, trying to go out and get people to come out and bring their vehicles out and their tractors and their cars and stuff. So it's a lot of hard work, but if you put the right people in the spots, I mean, we have people who have done the registration for years, and they do a very good job with that. We have people in place to take care of the auction table, and everybody just works very, very hard so that this is a successful event every year.
Now, at the end of the day, there will be trophies awarded out. Talk a little bit more about that.
Yeah. Well, what we do is we go around to local businesses, individuals, organizations, and try to get them to sponsor the actual trophies. We give out 4 big trophies. We do a special interest. We do one for the tractors, and then we do one for the cars and trucks, and then we do like the show grand champion. And each year we have people donate money to help pay for the trophies, pay for the dash plaques that we give each one of the participants of the car show. They get that when they do the registration when they first come in.
Throughout your 12 years with kind of helping out, have you seen a favorite, say, classic car or maybe tractor that kind of stood out in your mind?
It seems every year we get something new out here. Last year I wasn't able to participate, but the year before that we had a Woody, which is something I had never seen, which I just thought that was spectacular. And that was actually the year I got to help judge the car show. And that was the actual vehicle that won. But I mean, we have everything from cars from back in the 30s all the way up to today. I mean, we have people come out here with their tricked out Mustangs, and it's just a broad range of vehicles and tractors that we have every year. So.
And everybody right now, their eyes are set upon the live auction that's taking place, and you were out there. What are some of the other items that are on that table that people are bidding on right at this moment?
Right now, I mean, there was a couple of golf packages. They did one earlier for Sussex Pines Country Club here in Georgetown. I think it went for about $50, and we got another one coming up for Peninsula, which is a very good place to play golf. I've played there myself a couple of times, and being that that's a private course, it's hard to get on there. So, I suppose that's going to bring in some money. Delmarva Shorebirds, they've also donated some tickets. And then there's just different things that our members have managed to go around, gift certificates to different restaurants, hats and stuff that, like different automotive places have donated, car care packages and stuff. So, I mean, there's a broad range of stuff that's out there. We never know what's going to show up.
And it seems like that's one of the most popular attractions besides the tractors and everything else, because right now everybody, the little kids, they were going up to the table trying to make their bid and perhaps get one of some of the collectibles that they have on that table.
Yeah, I mean, usually that's where we bring in most of the money is off that auction table, and of course the food trailer too is where most of the money comes in for the organization. We have our bake table that usually does pretty good, and then the selling of the 50-50 tickets and auctioning off the or not auctioning off but raffling off the tractor. I mean, it all comes together every year so that we can donate. We try to donate at least $12,000 a year between the local organization and the national organization.
Talking about raffling off, I believe this year it's a John Deere tractor that's what they're doing.
I believe so. I believe it's a 42-inch cut. And it's brand new. It's never been started, and I believe we purchased it from David Banks, who he normally gives us a pretty good deal as far as getting us a tractor, getting it at the lowest cost. Most of the time, he sells it to us for what he has to pay for, so he doesn't really make a whole lot of anything off of the tractor.
And that'll be raffled off at the end of the day?
Yeah, usually right after they do the presentation of the trophies for the cars and everything, then they'll draw the 50-50, and they'll do the tractor probably last. Usually the 50-50 usually runs anywhere from $300 to $400. So if you haven't bought your tickets and you're in Georgetown, come on up. We can certainly use the help, and you might walk away with a couple $100. Might even walk away with a John Deere tractor.
and really the best part is the proceeds today go to the Alzheimer's.
Yes, Alzheimer's Association, Delaware, Redmond, and Pocahontas, along with the help that we get from First State. We've donated almost $200,000 over the 19 years. Like I said, we usually average anywhere from $10,000 to $15,000 that we donate each year. Our national organization is now working on the $3 million that the entire country has donated. So we had one of our past national presidents. He actually made $1 million in his 2-year term. So, but he worked at it and worked at it really hard.
And the funds go to Alzheimer's for the research to hopefully one day find a cure.
Yeah, they every year we get updates on where they're at with their research, and they're making some progress on trying to figure out what causes it, medication that'll help slow the process for those who already have it, and trying to find a cure for this disease that it's devastating, and it seems like every year that the age group it gets younger and younger every year of people that are coming down with this horrible disease.
And I had Ralph McCabe, the chairman, this year, and he said they're already planning for next year because next year will be the 20th annual.
Yeah, we usually try to have it every year, Mother's Day weekend. Usually try to have it on Saturday, weather permitting. We've had a couple of years where the weather hasn't really cooperated, but looks like today we've lucked out, and at least the rain's going to hold off till later in the afternoon, but so that the cars don't endure any unnecessary punishment with the weather.
Right, or any damage. But with an event like this is rain or shine.
Yeah, we don't. We've had it pouring down rain here, and we've still had people come out. So, we don't do rain dates on them. We have it here at First State. First State's generous enough to give us the access to the parking lot, and they move their cars around so that we can get the cars in here and our food trailer and the all the auction tables and everything that we need. They work very closely with the chairman and the Redmen and Pocahontas to, help get this event pulled off. And, they help with the advertising of it, with, the advertising on the radio and in the guide. They really work with us to make it successful.
Now, you have a camera around you. Are you the official photographer for the Redmen?
Yeah, no. I'm the editor of our newsletter, and I try to go to all the events that we have throughout the year, the dinners and banquets and stuff that we have, and try to get pictures so that, those who couldn't attend at least have some idea of what went on and, the fun that they were missing. And hopefully next year we can get them to come out and help out, even if it's only for an hour or two. Any help that we can get is more than appreciated.
Great. William, I really appreciate you taking the time. Is there anything you'd like to add before I let you go?
Well, just plan on it next year to be usually it's the second weekend in May. If you've got an antique car, truck, tractor, or if you just want to come out, have an oyster sandwich, scrapple sandwich, come on out. Just, pay attention to the different medias out there that will be helping us advertisement. We hope to see everybody out here again next year.
Thanks, William. My special guest, William Willie, associated with the Delaware Redmen. I'm Anthony Joseph, live at First State Chevy. I'm back after this.
You're listening to On the Road with Anthony Joseph on Sports on Delmarva, presented by Satterfield and Ryan. Listening to On the Road with Anthony Joseph on Sports on Delmarva, presented by Satterfield and Ryan.
From Feature Story News in Washington, I'm Rebecca Foster. Russian President Putin has traveled to Crimea for the first time since it was annexed from Ukraine by Russian forces. Amnesty International says Nigeria's security forces had warning that Boko Haram was planning an attack on the school where they kidnapped hundreds of girls. And President Obama says he'll issue executive orders to address the growing threat of climate change.
You're listening to On the Road with Anthony Joseph on Sports on Delmarva, presented by Satterfield and Ryan. You're listening to On the Road with Anthony Joseph on Sports on Delmarva, presented by Satterfield and Ryan.
And welcome back. I'm Anthony Joseph. And it's the 19th annual First State Chevy Alzheimer's Benefit Car, Truck, and Tractor Show. And once again, it's Alan from First State Chevy. Did a great job in the last segment for First State Chevy. And you went outside and you were mingling with some of the people on hand. What do they think of the event here today?
Well, everybody seems pleased. I was trying to talk to a few people, but the auction's going on out there, and it's kind of pulled everybody's interest, so I don't even think they had an interest even talking about a car right now because they're so enthused in this auction that we've got going on and the great items that are going away from there. It's kind of hard to pull them away.
And I'm looking outside, and there's not many people getting ice cream, and I looked out, and there's not many people even getting an oyster sandwich.
Nope.
So you know it's a great event going on when everybody right now is standing around that auction table and trying to bid to raise money for Alzheimer's.
Absolutely. And they are doing a wonderful job out there. The folks are highly interested in the items we've got out there, and everybody's trying to get involved.
Now, as this event is going on, and if they're listening and they're in the market for a car, your dealership is open today. You're not closed. So if somebody wants to purchase a vehicle, they certainly can.
Oh, absolutely. Well, matter of fact, I think we've made at least 1 or 2 deliveries today since we opened up at 9 this morning. And, of course, every Saturday we're open from 9 to 3. But, yeah, absolutely. We're open today till 3. Stop in, take a test drive. We'd be more than happy to try to fix you up in any car or truck that you might think you need.
And as I'm looking, and Colin's got his eye on it, but there's another couple looking at that Tahoe. And I think if Colin wants that, he's going to have to hurry up because with a beautiful model like that, I would say, Alan, it's going to be in high demand.
Yeah, that's the new 2015 LTZ Tahoe. And it has had quite a bit of change in the facial front and the rear. And, of course, the new interior they have out now, especially the new leathers that they put in them now is just so luxurious. It's really a top-of-the-line SUV.
And usually with a SUV, you have right now the weather's turning out nice. But, if you get one now in the winter season, four-wheel drive.
Oh, absolutely. Four-wheel drive in these units is just outstanding. You'll not find a better four-wheel drive vehicle, whether it be in the Tahoe or Suburban or go as far as buying the Silverado.
How many vehicles do you have on hand here at First State Chevy? I see that the lot is full.
Oh, yeah. We keep a full inventory of all cars and trucks. Probably, of course, our biggest seller probably here is the Silverado pickup. But, yes, we keep a full line of all vehicles. And generally we have what you're looking for, whether it be color or size of vehicle. But we usually can have what you need. And
usually people... they really like a Pacific color, and if it's not in hand, you could probably work on getting it for them. And
yes, we can work on getting the vehicle you need. If you don't see the color you want, absolutely. Let us worry about that is what I tell the customer. Customer shouldn't have to worry about whether he can find the color he wants. Come in, tell us what you want. Let us go to work. Let us take that pressure off of you, and let us find the vehicle that you need.
And one benefit at First State Chevy, you're always trying to be very friendly to the customer, and you have a great motto at First State Chevy.
Oh, yes. We always put you, the customer, first. Absolutely.
And that's probably one thing that separates from other, really the other competition.
Absolutely. As I was saying in our last segment, we want anybody that comes in our front door to feel like they are one of the First State family, whether they're buying a car, buying parts, or even if you're just stopping in to say hello. We want you to feel like you're part of the First State family when you come in our front door.
Now, if somebody's interested maybe on Monday or Tuesday, what are the hours here at First State Chevrolet?
We open it, our service department's open at 7 a.m. to 5. They are open till 8, I believe, on Wednesdays. We're also open, our service department, till noon on Saturdays. And the showroom opens up at 8 a.m., and we're open up from 8 to 7. And that's Monday through Friday, and, of course, 9 to 3 on Saturday.
That's great. Do you have any contact information if somebody's listening and they're like, man, I'd really like to deal with this nice guy?
Absolutely. You can contact me, Alan Huff, at 856-2521. To look at our inventory, go to firststatechevy.com and explore all the new pre-owned cars or used cars and all of our new lines that we have there. But once again, like I say, our phone number is 856-2521. And we'd be glad to fix you up anytime.
Thanks, Alan, for taking the time. Is there anything that I might have missed that you'd like to add?
No, I think we've pretty well covered it. Like I say, we've got a great crowd out here today, and it's just fabulous to see the people in the community turn out for a good cause as we're trying to do today.
Thanks, Alan, for taking the time.
Thank you.